Tilda's built-in web design editor, ZeroBlock, has two workspaces that are called containers. The grid area is called the grid container, while the window container is an area that indicates the boundaries of the browser screen. Today, we'll explore how to work with a grid container and look at some practical use cases. Grid container is the main workspace in ZeroBlock with a width of 1,200 pixels that uses the same 12-column grid as Tilda's pre-designed blocks. If you place elements inside the grid container, they will always remain within the 1,200 pixels container, regardless of screen size. If an element is positioned outside the grid, it may be cropped on some screens or not visible at all. For instance, you can create an article layout with text and images using the grid container. I will keep everything inside the 1,200 pixels workspace to make sure nothing gets cropped once the page goes live. If you need to adjust the block height, you can do it in the artboard settings or drag the container edges up or down with your mouse, like this. The grid container height defines the block height and remains fixed regardless of the browser window height. You can set it separately for each breakpoint. You can enter a custom height or choose Auto, in which case the height will adjust automatically to the content inside the block. For the Auto option, you can also set a bottom padding to add additional fixed space beneath the content. The grid container is always centered along the x-axis. This means that when the browser window is resized, the container's width changes, but it remains centered within the window. Let's make sure all elements in our ZeroBlock are attached to the grid container, then save the changes and check out how the content behaves on a published page. No matter the screen resolution, the alignment and spacing remain consistent. Even on larger screens, the text won't stretch across the entire browser window, which keeps it easy to read. Next, let's explore a more advanced example with a group of product cards displayed in the block. I've already added all the content to our ZeroBlock. In addition to attaching elements to the grid container or the window container, you can also define their positioning along the X and Y axes. Let's see how that works. The heading in this block is positioned in the top left corner of the workspace, so I'll keep the X-axis attachment set to left and the Y-axis attachment set to top. The description is placed on the right side, so I'll change the X-axis attachment to right while keeping the Y-axis value set to top. This way, when the screen resolution changes, the description will remain attached to the right edge of the grid container. If an element is placed in the center of the grid container, you can set its attachment to center top. And if it's positioned at the bottom of the block, you should attach it to center bottom. Let's look at another example. On my page, I've already added a pre-designed CL02 block with text in 2 columns. I want the elements in the new ZeroBlock to visually continue the layout of this block. To view the grid alignment in the page editor, turn on the grid by pressing the G hotkey and check which guides the text in the CL02 block is aligned to. Then, go to ZeroBlock and align the elements to the same guide so they naturally continue the overall layout. Leave the attachment to the grid container set to the default. Let's save the changes and check out the preview. All elements are now aligned relative to each other within the same grid. We've covered how the grid container attachment works and what settings you can adjust based on your layout. You can find more resources on working with ZeroBlock in the Help Center. Good luck!